27 total students, of which 21 are pursuing their PhD and 6 as MSc, and the total faculty strength at present is 43. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Now I call upon Professor S.K. Jain, Seed Science Technology.
Very good morning, dignitaries on the dais, faculty members, and my dear students. I welcome you towards the significant student achievement from the discipline of Seed Science and Technology. Out of the several mandates, one of the mandates is strengthening the human resource development, for which we have 32 faculty on roll, including dual faculty. Research guides are 23. The student distance is 35, includes 12 from MSc and 23 from PhD. These are the list of the students and their chairpersons who are getting degree this year. The 6 are from MSc, while 3 are for PhD. I had divided my presentation into different sections under the theme Seed Production Technology. Archana, she has worked on the hybrid seed production in wheat under heat stress. Under the late sown condition, she could find out that all the crop phenological stages, including phenomorphological characters, they were reduced amongst the parental lines. The yellow rust, which was absent under normal sown conditions, was moderate, resistant in CNS lines. Varied responses in the maintainer lines also showed the disease severity up to 20% amongst the restorer lines under the late sown conditions. She could also establish that the chlorophyll and the carotenoid contents, growth traits, as well as yield traits, including the quality of seeds, were significantly reduced under late sown conditions. She could also establish the starch and total antioxidant potential decreased, whereas the protein concentration and the hydrogen peroxide activity increased in the seeds. She could also work out, based on the seed quality and the yield traits, identified the 5 parental lines, namely the CMS 3083, CMS 2041, R965, R958, and T2003R. They were performing better. Based on the mean yields, the 5 hybrid cross combinations listed as here were found better for the under stress conditions. The Krabi, she worked on the synchronization of the flowering in the parental lines while working on the hybrid rice. She could establish that the floral primordial length varied before panicle emergence. The female lines were early in flowering from their respective male lines, and she could also establish that the staggered swings of B lines, along with the application of gibberellic acid at the rate of 100 grams per hectare, gives the fair synchrony between the A and B lines. The staggered swings helps in increased pollen availability, increased seed set, and seed yield. The weather plays an important role during the flowering stages. Vishwanathan, who awarded the merit medal yesterday, worked on the quality seed production in onion and garlic under daily conditions using the polymer and the spermine or the scab regulations. He could establish that onion bulbs and garlic cloves coated with polymer alone resulted in the extended release of pesticides, whereas the polymer along with the application of 0.15% piperolin and 0.25% carbendazole at mancozeb resulted in the lesser incidence of diseases, thrips per plant, higher seed yield, and the better seed quality. He could also establish the pre-harvest display of spermine at the rate of 0.25 millimolar provides the protection to the seeds which are stored under unfavorable conditions. The spray of spermine at the rate of 1.25 millimolar maintained the seed quality under ambient storage over 12 months. He could also establish that the onion seeds, while primed with 1.25 millimolar spermine, also slowed down the derivation process during the accelerated aging. While getting the quality seeds, the escape regulations to the tune of 4 escapes per plant is recommended to get the higher vigorous seeds under daily conditions. Praveen was another candidate who competed for the gold medal yesterday. He worked on the GA responsive reduced height genes on the seedling vigor traits in wheat. He could establish that the genotypes with the longer polypeptides have the better seedling establishment under the deep soil conditions over more than 10 centimeters, and he could establish the strong correlations between the embryo size and the seedling establishment. It was seen that larger embryo size with a moderate to good seed size has the better seedling establishment. While screening of the material for the GA responsive reduced height genes using the molecular markers, he could find that the 5 genotypes which were found RHT8 positive, which can be used for the crop improvement program to develop the new varieties which are suitable for dry land agriculture. These are the list of this RHT8 positive genotypes, and these are their respective pedigrees. Under the theme seed quality assessment, the modeling he worked on the seed development and maturation characteristics amongst the marigold species. He could see that the onset of germination was established during 8 to 10 days and 4 to 6 days amongst the African as well as the French types respectively. The marigold quality seeds can safely be obtained during 46 to 49 days amongst the African types, whereas 38 to 40 days amongst the French type genotypes. He had also studied the pattern of ABA and GA levels during the different stages of seed development. He could see that the ABA level was higher prior to seed set, and it increased, this slowly decreased, gradually decreased up to physiological maturity, which was balanced with the gibberellic acid, whereas there is slightly increase in the, again, ABA content during the harvest maturity will lead to set of dormancy. While studying the capitulum position and obtaining the quality seed in the marigold, he could establish that the quality seed can be obtained from the terminal flower capitulum up to 6 buds from outer to inner side, and the lateral one up to 3 buds. The machine vision was used to distinguish the marigold genotypes using the seed characteristics, and he could also establish simultaneously that amongst the various seed characteristics, seed geometric properties, the seed area and the equivalent diameter were identified as the better indices for the seed quality. He had also used the latest tool of phenomics for distinguish or the characterizing the marigold genotypes, and he had used under the experimental materials the 2 types or the 2 cultivars from each genotypes of the French, like Guljafri orange, Pusa Pita from the French type, whereas the Pusa Basantiganda and the Pusa Narangiganda from the African types, using 3 sensors, visual infrared and near infrared, and 4 angles like 0, 120 degree and 240 degree to top view at the 2 stages of 85 days and 95 days from sowing. To distinguish these varieties, these are the top views amongst the African type. These are the views amongst the Guljafri orange, and in bird, the phenomics bridges the phenotype-genotype gaps and identified as a new science of phenology, phenotyping to distinguish the marigold genotypes. The plant area and the caliper length are distinguished to be the better descriptors to distinguish the studied genotypes. Thus, marigold varieties can be distinguished applying the non-destructive sensors at the plant level using phenomics and at seed level using the machine vision under laboratory conditions. Vishal, while working with the seed development and maturation studies in cucumber, he could establish that onset of germination was started on 12 days from pollination. We reached to physiological maturity on 22 days from pollination and on 38 days from pollination towards the harvest maturity. He has also studied the GA and the ABA ratio at the different stages of seed development. It was observed that the GA and ABA ratio, alike marigold, it was increased from the prior to seed set to physiological maturity, which was maximum physiological maturity, and again declined towards the harvest maturity. It also observed amongst the various biochemical parameters the antioxidant enzymes as well as the glutathione and H2O2, they decreased upon extended stress of the accelerated aging conditions, and we could also establish that high GSH or GSSG ratio helps to maintain the redox state in the seed as well as in turn maintaining the seed longevity. Under the theme Seed Health Technology, Niranjan Prasad worked on the seed quality parameters from the fruit rot infested seeds of brinjal. He could find out that the genotypes G181 and G204, they recorded the highest seed germination, whereas the Pusa Uttam and Pusa Kranti, they recorded the highest figure, whereas the G204 maintained the minimum seed leachates as compared to G70 genotypes. He had also screened the different genotypes and he could identify that the Pusa, Upka and Alka Didi, they were the resistant varieties, and amongst the developing the eco-friendly management strategy, he could establish that among the various biocontrols, Trichoderma viridie exhibited around 90% inhibition towards this diseases. Under the theme seed quality enhancement, Ajay, who had worked out on the seed biological treatments and storage studies in the onion seeds, he could establish that the maximum inhibition of mycelial growth of purple blotch recorded with Bavastin plus Thirab. Amongst the various bioagents tried, the maximum inhibition of mycelial growth was recorded by Trichoderma argianum. Seed treatment with Bacillus pumilus showed the better germination. Satish Kumar, while working with the emergence, this seedling emergence and the seed crop performance in the bitter gourd, he could establish that the quality seeds and the number of seeds were significantly higher under the trellis method. Amongst the different priming treatments, the halo-priming, which was at par with the 48 hours hydro-priming, increased the seed germination as well as seedling vigor. There was a strong correlation between the seed germination and the field emergence. New initiative, the soft copy of the IARI PG thesis started being accepted in the library, and RFID, which was long awaited in our library, which was procured and got operationalized, and the students from our seed science and technology discipline, they were attached for their industrial attachment for moral boosting and understanding the basic problems of the industries and developing some viable solutions. These are the 7 trainings organized, out of which 2 were the international, one for Nepal, another for the Asia African regions, officials, 5 were national, these were including the regional station Karnal. Other routine activities like the several exposure trips or the education trip to the Center of Excellence, guest lecture or the interactive sessions with the eminent scientists. The students were also engaged for the various activities including the competitions and the merit medals or some other fellowship, etc. Some of the faculty, like Dr. Atul Kumar, got the first position in the PowerPoint presentation along with the cash awards. IARI regional station was awarded the best stall awards. Like some students, they were awarded the best booster award. Out of the fellowship received from our students, the 4 students got the UGC RGNF, whereas the 10 MSc students, they are getting the ICF fellowships. 2 of the faculty, they were deputed to Sri Lanka and the Indo-Lanka Foundation Exchange visit. Out of this, the student work, 24 publications were nominated, of which 60% are more than 60%, 6 NAS rating. Most of our students, they were well placed, like 3 were selected in the ARS, 4 in the state services of Karnataka or UP, 3 in the state government, 3 are working and awaiting the suitability of working as RAs, 1 in the SAU, 1 in the DDA, and the 5 were selected for the PhD program. At the end, I wish to thank all the dignitaries, authorities, students, and faculty from the discipline of Seed Science and Technology for all needed support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. J. I would like to request the chairman for his remarks.
Good morning. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the students and the faculty and the mentor that supported those students' achievements and the great work that presented this morning today. It's outstanding, as usual. IARI, the best institute of the country, and where this high quality presentation and scientific breakthrough is expected and what was just presented. And myself felt privileged to be here today with you. Dr. Ekishin, Director IARI, as well as DTG, ICR, Dr. Naresh Kumar, Convener, Dr. Rashmi Agrawal, Dean Joint Director. I see several other colleagues are sitting here. Particularly, I'd like to congratulate Ekishin for getting into FNA Fellowship, which is one of the best recognition in the country as a Fellow of Academy. Dr. C.D. Mai, I'm glad to see you, sir. I'll be also sitting here to listen to you till I get my flight. And also Dr. Ravinder Kaur, the former director IARI. Also many faculty and teachers, my colleagues and students who are here. I think I was really quite happy to be here to listen to the presentation of Dr. Vinod, Professor Vinay Gupta, and Professor S.K. Jain. The presentation of the students that last year or this year they completed, and some of the achievements it is highlighted. I think it is definitely not I'm going to elaborate what was presented and don't undermine their own observation, and all of you are a contributor of that work. But just a few points that I would like to emphasize that I think IARI at this point can think about something to take a bit of different challenges of the world, and the challenges that we don't know the result. Neither the mentor, supervisor, guide, or the students. The supervisor or guide can ask the students, find out some work that has not been worked out, not been summarized, not been published, not been even anywhere mentioned. And students are smart enough, and IARI students would be definitely is expected they would come out with a few ideas that never been studied, never been presented, or not been thought. Now with that the second type of research can be taken today as the future challenges of IARI research. And the routine sort of thing like plant genetic resources, genetics and plant breeding, and quality seed production, and 90% of the work definitely of those established, accomplished work must continue, but that's required for the country's entire requirement. But at least 10% of the work can be taken out. Those are intelligent students who love to take challenging work. They can be given those challenging work. Most of their result would come out as they didn't find any result. They didn't find any solution. But they would come out with some more questions, and that can be given to the next year students' research. I have the privilege working at IARI, Zurich, Swiss Federal Institute of Technology, and I have seen those kind of activities there. Many of the PhD students enter research, came out with a result, no result. And they also published outstanding journal paper, no result. Or they find out something else. I think probably IARI now should be in a position, they have everything, all facilities, genomics is working. I didn't find out somehow any work on genome editing, which should have been, and also transgenic research. Pod porer, I found some QTLs were looking for pod porer resistance. I'm not sure how much and how that will reflect. While we know that already there are promoters available that are pod porer resistance, and the genes driven by those promoters could easily affect the pod porer sort of research to get pod porer resistance. But I'm sure some of the scientists of IARI involved in genome editing, and in future some of the things would come out. But I think these are the areas where we can take up many new challenges that what we earlier thought can be solved by just simple transgenic, but at the same time, this new insight on genome editing can address those questions and can find out a wonderful solution. But still, one thing we are very much missing, that our quality seed, of course I see some synchronization of flowering work has been mentioned, which is a good one, and then certain marker being looked upon that while this some sort of vigor can be identified and can be looked upon, can be utilized. But at the same time, India as a country is a big country. Still our seed area that where we could come into the big picture of the export, we are still very much lacking behind. Probably one reason that we produce and consume and utilize in our domestic market, but our domestic market has to go to the international market. One thing that I should take the lead role in getting more insight on those quality seed determination qualities. Although I see some at Marigold was mentioned that how genomics can be utilized. I think more such work would be would be noteworthy and would be of interest that the country can follow IARI research activities. With that, I again would like to congratulate all the teachers, students and staff and the administration that are supporting IARI research, and I'm sure that that sort of activities will further strengthen bringing some role model of science and technology application in agriculture, and particularly PGR, genetics and plant breeding, as well as seed quality, and then follow up with other areas of agriculture, and the country would follow IARI. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It's time to extend a very warm gratitude to the esteemed chair. So may I now request Dr. A.K. Singh, Director and Vice Chancellor IARI, to hand over the token of admiration to Dr. S.K. Datta, the Chairman of the session. now invite the convener, Dr. S. Naresh Kumar, Professor of Environmental Sciences, to present the formal vote of thanks.
It's my proud privilege to thank the chairman of the session, Professor Sapan Kumar Datta, for his encouraging words as well as the intellectual inputs. It surely will make our research output, student research output, much more focused. Sir, phenomic studies will be coming in probably in other sessions, and surely we have some. And my sincere thanks to our director and the dean for gracing the occasion. I would also like to thank the professors, Dr. Vinod, Dr. Vinagupta, and Dr. SKJ for the excellent presentation and sticking to the time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we now break for the tea and reassemble again in this auditorium for the next session on Convocation.